Live now. Good evening and welcome to Anime-Zing Radio here on YouTube. We're doing a special show tonight because some big news in the anime world dropped. Funimation and Crunchyroll are merging their libraries. And so I thought it would be fun to do a show with my esteemed co-hosts. Of course, I am Doug Engler, host of Anime-Zing Radio. Joining me as always is our good friends, Mr. Darren Starling.
Hi.
And Angela Rose is back with us after a couple weeks off because of a busy schedule on her end.
Life, the universe, everything.
And so we're excited tonight. We're going to have some fun. Like I said, big news that came down the pike today with Funimation and Crunchyroll merging their libraries. What is that going to mean for anime viewership here in the U.S. going forward? What's it going to mean for anime in general? And, what's our opinions? Do we like the idea? Do we not like the idea? We're going to touch on all of that and more tonight. Big hello to Mario in the chat room. Glad that you were able to join us. Feel free to comment on what's going on if you'd like. But, that being said, you could kind of see this coming where Funimation and Crunchyroll merged, like the companies merged, but they were kind of keeping the sub anime to the Crunchyroll side more so, and the dub anime to the Funimation side more. And you can see it good and bad. One of my biggest concerns with this merger is with Funimation transferring everything to Crunchyroll. A lot of people are now going to be, forced to cancel a Funimation subscription. Is Crunchyroll subscription going to go up to those who are already paying members? I haven't found any answers to that. I've been trying to look online, and I haven't seen any answers on if Crunchyroll is going to be raising their prices because of the increased library and the merger with Funimation or not. And
Mario is... I think, in a nutshell, I think he's right. I'm sure in the immediate short term, there's going to be problems for some people, if not everybody. But...
Well, not to say there's a fair amount of bugs on both sides, and you combine them together, there ain't no telling what you're going to get. So there's definitely going to be some work cut out on the developers.
That being said, I think in the long run, this is going to be a potentially good thing.
I think in a way it's going to be good because it's going to be taking a lot of anime titles. And Crunchyroll doesn't just have Funimation titles. They also have some that you can find from Sentai Filmworks and some other studios throughout the U.S. that have been dubbed and subbed. My worry is Crunchyroll and Sony in particular is going to try to monopolize the American anime industry. And, as much as it would be wonderful to have a one-stop shop for all of your streaming needs for anime, that also hinders, also brings up the point, if that happens, instead of paying, $5 to $8 a month for a streaming service for anime, is it going to jump up to 15, 20? Is it going to start becoming unaffordable to some people?
Mario's got some more commentary. According to this comment, Crunchyroll is easier to work with from a developer's side compared to Funimation.
And to add to that, there's a lot of people that have always said that the Crunchyroll user interface has always been much more simplistic and a lot less problematic than the Funimation one, which is... Even though I haven't used either a whole lot, I can definitely agree with that. Predominantly from their websites. I haven't really tried their apps for streaming.
And the next comment, again, valid point. The monopoly happened as soon as Funimation partnered with Crunchy and Aniplex.
That is correct. Sentai Filmworks and Viz Media are the two big ones that are still standing, and even them, they're relatively small in comparison.
Yeah.
And Mario's response is yes, he would like to join us.
All right.
Oh my.
So let's. I will send the invite out to Mario so he can come on and give us some opinions. It's gonna be fun. So I just sent you the link, Mario. Come on and join us. We're gonna have some fun talking about what to expect, and from the reports of everything that I'm seeing here. And this is coming from Funimation blog site, actual actual Funimation site saying Funimation, which serves millions of anime fans in over 52 countries and 10 languages, will be unifying under the Crunchyroll brand. This move will include Funimation subsidiary Wakanim, as well as Crunchyroll's VRV, to create one subscription service for our anime fans worldwide. What does this mean? Means that all your anime, all on one platform. Starting today, tons of shows and movies from Funimation and Wakanim will be arriving on Crunchyroll. So you'll get more dubs, more subs, more of everything you come to love.
Let's see, what was that Australian site that was really good with their videos? And it was an Australian owned licensing company, and I want to say Funimation bought them out a few years ago. Why can't I remember their name? This used to be my business. This used to be what I was good at, because I had to keep up with that stuff.
Whereas I'm keeping more in the past few months, I'm keeping up more just through social media and YouTube than I have been for a very long time.
What the heck?
With the internet and social media being evolving into what it has, we're almost at the point where, like, I almost want to say news, blah, where it's like news related panels at conventions are almost like outdated.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And that is a good point. I was curious about that as well, Ross. Ross in the chat room says that still trying to understand this whole merge thing, because they've been simuldubbing the show. They've been simuldubbing in English the show She Professed Herself Pupil of the Wise Man, and today the new episode wasn't dubbed; it was only subbed, which I noticed that as well when I started watching it. And
also, it's funny. I just pulled up Google on my phone, and ironically, one of the trending searches right now is Funimation and anime.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mario.
Hello, hello.
Hello. How have you guys been?
Good.
Awesome. Good. So, honestly, when this happened this morning, I was just like, wait, what is happening now? Oh no. Like, it took me like a minute to process that it was happening. And just to put this into perspective, this thing has been in development since last year. That's how long they've been sitting on this.
Yeah, no, this has been a long time coming. It really, once the merge had been announced previously, it was really a matter of which side was going to keep their app and whose content was moving where.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in my mind, I was like, oh, it's Funimation because they've got the money and everything, but Crunchyroll, when you think about it, is actually better equipped to go globally compared to Funimation.
I can see that, considering how much Crunchyroll's already branched into other countries, and on top of that, they had a home line. Didn't they have an office in Japan too before Funimation did?
Yes.
I would not be surprised if it's Crunchyroll has the better, in my opinion, the better streaming app. But you could argue that up until fairly recently, Funimation had better content.
I actually disagree with that. Mostly from a sub standpoint. In terms of libraries, because for the longest Crunchyroll was just a streaming site, their library was huge in comparison to Funimation. It wasn't until recently that Funimation started getting access to a lot of these other titles.
Yeah, Funimation technically has a small library, but that's only because they lost so many licenses from the Aniplex purge and the other purges that they had in the past couple of years. But I would say that Crunchyroll overall has the bigger library because they get everything that is basically subbed at this point.
Personally, I had enjoyed the fact that if I wanted to watch dub stuff, I could go to Funimation's site, and if I wanted to watch subtitled stuff, I could go to Crunchyroll, where you kind of had the choice of going one or the other depending on what you wanted to watch. Of course, you still had the Crunchyroll exclusives, and things of that nature, which you might get dubbed, you might get subbed. It is what it is on that side of things. With the merger, a lot of people are now wondering, are they still going to be doing all the dubbed anime and dropping it on a regular basis on Crunchyroll, which, Crunchyroll has never really been known for keeping up with dubbed anime until recently.
Oh. It begs the question, who's going to be doing most of the legwork here? I mean, Funimation's been in the lead for so long. Crunchyroll's tapped into dubbing a couple of times, but it's proven that Funimation and the other companies out there definitely had the edge in that category. Crunchyroll was more or less good at getting their foot in the door with everybody else.
From what I figured out, like today, Funimation is still going to be dubbing stuff. We just don't know how or when, because, as you know, Funimation has been outsourcing dubs for the longest time now. They haven't done that many dubs in the house as of late. So, like, I was thinking all this time, like, maybe they're doing all this just to make sure that when they get acquired, that stuff will actually work. And I was right, because today it kind of got confirmed earlier tonight by Caitlin Glass that basically they've been preparing for this for a while and they've been dubbing like this for a while just to prepare. And she basically said oh, everything's gonna be just fine.
I actually have that tweet that you had sent me. I was just getting ready to talk about that. And her exact words were, "Everything will continue to work the way it did before, as far as dubbing goes. Business as usual for us. In fact, we've already been working together this way for a while since the acquisition, and y'all were none the wiser. So, no need to fear. Dub's still happening in Texas." So,
Texas is.
Texas right now is the king of the American market for dubs, with Funimation having their headquarters there and Sentai Filmworks having their headquarters in Texas. Those are two of the largest companies, producing dubbed anime, even though Funimation is outsourcing a lot of their stuff to like Sound Cadence Studios, Bang Zoom, and a few other recording studios, plus a lot of people working from home thanks to the pandemic. It's making it easier or harder, depending on what side of the coin you're on, for voice actors to be able to record shows, work with people, and produce the content on a regular basis.
And overall, it's cheaper to operate in Texas instead of LA because Crunchy's offices are in, I think it's either LA or San Fran.
Yep, they're in California.
Okay, see, so if they keep dubbing in Texas, it's cheaper overall, and they can always outsource now.
And for anybody that wants to read more of the news outlet, you can go to Funimation's site and see the article that they put out about that.
They also have a FAQ on that same page where they basically outline everything else. And
In
it
the
is
book.
yes, there's no prices yet though, but they basically go over like the major concerns.
And what were you going to say, Ange?
I was going to say the blog post had a bunch of useful links, including what content was going up sooner rather than later. What content was getting added to Crunchy.
Yeah, I saw that. And
interesting that some of the dubs are only getting a limited release as far as countries they will be available in.
actually, that makes sense to me because Funimation had it set up that way. And basically, how they did this is that whenever Funimation would dub stuff for them, they would make sure that they had the rights to dub it. But now they would have to like renegotiate those rights. Like it's weird how it's set up, but they basically like get the rights by country.
Huh.
And
Yep.
one thing that they put out on this news article was saying that this means that new anime series in the upcoming spring season and beyond will only stream on Crunchyroll. So coming up spring 2022, you will not have new content on Funimation. It will
Which is
only be
weird.
Crunchyroll.
See, that's the part that's confusing to me because like, so
Anime.
what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to shows like that are continuing, like Attack on Titan, because that has 24 episodes. That's not gonna end this month.
Actually, the final episode of Attack on Titan is airing. It's April. It was supposed to be the last Sunday in March, and it got pushed back 1 week.
Yeah, see, so I know that this whole thing is gonna start on April 1st or somewhere in April. So like, what? Are we just gonna have Attack on Titan on Crunchyroll now?
It did say new and not ongoing. It specifically stated ongoings would continue to be put up on Funimation.
Yeah, it says as we move forward, Funimation.
So it's next season.
It says as we move forward, Funimation will only add new episodes of continuing series, which means that you'll want to move to Crunchyroll account as soon as possible. And they're also offering those with Crunchyroll or those with Funimation accounts, Wakanim, and VRV subscribers will get a special deal: 60 days of Crunchyroll Premium for free, but only to new subscribers. Which means if you are already subscribed to both Funimation and Crunchyroll, you don't get the free 60 days.
This is nonsense.
Which sucks because, Angela and I both are subscribed to both.
See, I misunderstood that because I thought like, oh, if you have a Funimation account, they will just migrate you. But
no, they want you to cancel. They want you to cancel Funimation.
So I'm gonna have to pay. So I'm gonna have to pay twice for that then, because I already have a Crunchyroll account.
I don't think you'll have to pay twice. I don't. I think if you already have a Crunchyroll account, I don't think anything's gonna happen.
You just don't get the perks of not.
Yeah, unless you upgrade to the Crunchyroll Premium package, you will continue to have Crunchyroll as you have it now for the same price. Now I'm trying to look through and I'm trying to look through the FAQs about things, and it's like I cannot find anything about if you already have a Crunchyroll account, what will happen, and it's not showing me. Okay, here we go. I have both a Crunchyroll subscription and a Funimation subscription. Should I cancel one of them? All new series coming up will stream exclusively on Crunchyroll going forward, and you will be able to watch 80% of Funimation and Joaquin's most popular series on Crunchyroll by the end of March 2022. So if you already have a Crunchyroll subscription, then you're all set and can go ahead and cancel Funimation when you're ready. Please note that you won't see your Funimation watch history or Kui in the Crunchyroll yet. We're working on that right now. Find out how to cancel your Funimation subscription here. So, from what they have here, you don't have to worry if you already have a Crunchyroll subscription, and just cancel at your convenience when you are ready to cancel Funimation.
Okay, that makes sense.
Depending on what date your charge is, I would basically wait until like April and then.
Yeah, I already talked about this with Doug. I basically told him like I'm gonna keep my Funimation subscription until they cease to exist, because I still have a lot of stuff on there I'm watching, and yeah, the Dougs.
And I've been noticing a lot of titles recently coming down off of Funimation, because I had a friend over the weekend. We were watching anime, and I wanted to show him some titles. And he's a gamer. He likes tabletop gaming, Dungeons and Dragons, things like that, much like you do, Ange. And so I wanted to show him Recovery of an MMO Junkie, and it didn't exist. The show, like, I think they had one OVA, and that's all they had up there. The whole series has been taken down. So I've noticed a few shows like that where you cannot find them on Funimation anymore, whether it be because of loss of licensing or the transition's already been taken place. I just feel really bad, because after introducing him to how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom, he went home and subscribed to Funimation on Saturday and stayed up till 3:30 in the morning catching up on 27 episodes. He watched 6 here, so I went home and watched 21 more episodes. And now Funimation's moving everything to Crunchyroll by the end of the month, so I'm going to have to let him know. And you'll get a chance to meet Jeremy at Anime Boston, and he's one of the ones going with us.
Nice.
He's the one that fell for Felix.
So when we had two people fall for traps, the first time that we did the Smash or Trash, he fell for Felix from ReZero. Mario fell for the other one.
Oh boy.
No, but if this is the case, then I'll get introduced and then just be a total nerd.
Okay. That's okay.
Because you guys will have the D&D side of things. In fact, him and his friends usually, I think, Saturday nights, like every other week, they get together for a campaign. So
my friend Matt, that's been on the show before, his thing is Sunday. That's why he generally doesn't get to listen in, because his people are at his house practically all day.
Ange knows what it's like to have a campaign go all day.
And well, we started our series finale session at noon, and I didn't get home until almost 10.
Wow.
Granted, there was like a 45-minute dinner break at one point.
But that's still, at least 8 hours of.
Oh yeah, no, and it was epic and awesome, and we got exactly what we wanted for an ending.
Okay,
but we've digressed.
That reminds me. Can somebody check if New Game is still on Funimation?
New Game is. I don't know if New Game is still on Funimation or not. I think the last time I went looking for New Game, they did not have the episodes. You could buy it, but I don't think you could.
Actually, let me check if it's on there now.
New Game. Oh, nope, it is still on there. Last time I looked, it wasn't.
Okay.
Season 1 and Season 2 are still there.
So that's weird. That's very weird.
Apparently, according to Google, it is also on Crunchyroll.
Yeah. So remember that Funimation did the dub of New Game for Crunchyroll when they were still in that partnership. So I'm thinking they might just take it off there.
According to Google, New Game specifically, it says it's on Crunchy, on Verve, on Funimation, and Amazon Prime.
Is
Wow.
the dub on Crunchy?
That I don't know. I haven't clicked on links. I'm just going with Google search.
New game, sub and dub.
I literally just typed into Google where to watch New Game.
What is this sorcery?
So,
There it
yeah.
is. Yeah. Okay, here it is. Ooh. Okay.
Yep, new game subbed and dubbed are.
Oh, Ross is commenting. It is not on there. It is only clips, and you have.
You have 3. I have the app.
I just realized I can't even see. Oh, let me just.
I don't know. Like I said.
Yeah, I just realized I can see channel. Let me just open chat. Okay. Pop
But
this
on the
out.
Funimation site, here is new game, and it's looking like it has that's season 1 and season 2, and it's saying 23-minute runtime. So I'm guessing that they have
The full
everything.
episodes.
Okay. So this is gonna be very iffy because one thing that people don't think about is what's gonna happen to home video releases. Because Funimation technically was the king of home video releases that are, affordable.
I'm not sure what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to continue as it has been, and it's just whatever.
See, there is so much information that is up in the air, and I applaud them for doing this, but at the same time, I want to know everything. Because right now, I'm just kind of speculating and asking people that I know that can give me solid information, and I don't like that.
I mean, basically, I think only time will tell to see, if this is a good or a bad move for, dubbing anime and anime in the U.S. I mean, when you're funneling everything into one area, yeah, it's going to be great to have to just go to Crunchyroll to watch 85% of the shows that you want to see. At the same point in time, it's going to come at a price. We all know that. Price, I'm sure, is going to go up. My hope is that it doesn't go any higher than what it costs to be subscribed to both Crunchyroll and Funimation. If they make an outrageous hike in price for the subscriptions that, like Angela and I are currently paying for, they're going to have a lot of pissed off people.
And honestly, I think
it's going to happen.
I don't think they're going to exceed the cost of what both premium memberships were. I think I would like to think, and maybe I'm giving higher executives too much credit, but I'd like to think that they wouldn't go so far as to jack the prices that high, because then
Not yet.
Because then the subscribers would literally just cancel everything, and it would go back to the days of everybody pirates everything.
And
here's the thing. Here's the thing about piracy, though. People that are gonna pirate are gonna pirate. You cannot stop them. But I do think that the price should be cheaper than Netflix, because Netflix just had its price hike again, and right now it's $18 or $15. So it cannot be in between that. That's we all know that.
Ross, so let me get this straight, hoping I understand everything. Funimation is transferring to Crunchyroll, and there might not be dubs for the rest of the season.
No.
No, dubs are going to continue. Things are going to continue as they've been going. I know that there was some confusion about tonight's episode or today's episode of She Professed Herself Pupil to the Wise Man, because that series, for the first time since the pandemic started, was dropping in English the same time it was dropped in Japanese. For whatever reason, there was a delay on the English dub side of things, so it was only dropped in Japanese today. I don't know, sometimes there's a week delay. It all depends on scheduling for, there are so many factors, especially where you have multiple voice actors spread out throughout, Texas, even throughout the U.S. in some cases. Um, so, there could have been a delay anywhere in the process of recording the episode. I mean, it could have even been something as simple as Funimation didn't get the episode in time to dub it to their standards to drop it today, like they could with the Japanese. So,
Honestly, I don't know what's happening because all the directors today have just been like, "Oh, my show is airing on Crunchyroll now. What is happening?" And only time will tell with this thing, in my honest opinion, because they could just keep dubbing based in Texas, or they could just outsource everything to Bang Zoom.
well, I know what studio. I think it's Pupil of the Wise Man is being dubbed through Sound and Cadence Studio.
Yeah.
So
yes,
and that's a subsidiary, and that's there's a few different voice actors who came together to create Sound Cadence Studio. One of them being former guest on the show, or multiple time guest on the show. Marissa Lenti's a part of that company, and so I think the dubbing is still going to continue as it has been. Like Caitlin Glass's post said, we're just going to keep working as we have been, and it's just going to be streaming elsewhere. It's not going to be on Funimation. It's just going to somehow, after we're done with it, it's going to go to Crunchyroll.
Yeah, so basically to answer Ross's question, dubs are not going away. Like, Funimation is just taking on the Crunchyroll banner while also maintaining what they do. Like, the dubbing and, like, maybe the solution. We don't know that yet, but basically that's all that's happening right now. It might change in the future, but we'll see. Because we are still a long way off from the full fat
And I don't
merger.
know if like Bang Zoom is going to take on a ton more. I mean, I'm sure they would love to record everything they can, but their studio is only so big. They can only get in so many people.
I mean, you've got
and they're
Bang
not
Zoom,
anime.
you've got VSI.
And Bang Zoom doesn't just do anime. Bang Zoom records for video games. They record for TV and movies, and so a lot of animated projects go through the Bang Zoom doors. It's not like Funimation where they focus on English dubbing anime. So, there's going to be a lot more stuff on the heels of Bang Zoom, and I'm hoping to hear back from them because I did reach out to Bang Zoom again. It's been a few years since we last talked with them.
It's been years since you've had Mami Okada on the show.
But we did reach out to see if we could get Eric Sherman and Mami Okada on the show again. So fingers crossed. It may happen. It may not. We'll see we'll see if that happens. That was one of the craziest shows and one of the biggest shows that we've had here on AZR.
That was a long time ago.
And I just remember that it was on September 11th when we had him on the show because I did a moment of silence in honor of remembering 9/11 victims, and they were quite impressed and surprised that I did that.
Oh, yeah, now I remember. But in all honesty, I don't think Bang Zoom is gonna dub everything. That would be crazy, because Funimation has put in all this work to outsource their dubs and get a new building. And why would you make all that work go to waste, essentially?
And I do have to say, and this is just a personal note here, my personal opinion, I've heard some of the recordings from some of the other studios, and I know Sound Cadence is still a fairly new studio within the last couple of years for dubbing, but the stuff that I've heard from Sound Cadence Studios has been phenomenal. Like I said, She Professed Herself, Pupil of the Wise Man. I have been loving that anime. They had a lot of really, really good casting choices. So the director of this anime, hats off to you. I know we have Danny Chambers coming on Sunday, and she voices Emila in the series. So it's going to be fun talking with her about that. There's one character that I have to talk about for a moment from this anime called Flicker that is just... I don't know how to describe her other than she is just absolutely obnoxiously hysterical. The way that she carries on about Mira, the main female character of the show.
That reminds
And
me.
hats off to Brittany Lotta, who voices Flicker. I'm
Oh
hoping
my
to hear
god.
back from her. I did send an email out, so maybe we'll hear back and get Brittany on the show at some point.
Yeah, that show is directed by Tia Ballard, actually.
Is Tia directing that?
Yes.
I did not know that because I don't. It's not showing like director here on. Oh, there it is. English staff. Tia Ballard is the ADR director and Matt Shipman for the script. Assistant ADR director Danny Chambers. So, we're going to have fun talking with her.
Yes.
So, that's going to be a lot of fun. And I know, Angela, I'd suggested to you checking out Banished from the Heroes Party because our next two shows, we have the two main characters joining us.
Ooh, speaking of Danny Chambers, also check out Shadow's House because that's good too, and Danny Chambers is in that too.
Yeah. Side question from Ross: how do you guys feel about the Super Mario movie coming out this Christmas? I had no idea there was a Super Mario movie coming out.
I did, and quite honestly, I don't know.
I don't think it could be any worse than the old TV show with Captain Lou Albano as Mario.
Well,
okay.
all I'm gonna say is, y'all, I'm gonna assume you all have seen the Chris Pratt as Mario meme.
Yes, I saw that whole thing happen live, and I still don't want to watch it because of that.
I don't know.
I don't see.
I think it's gonna be a train wreck, but the question is it gonna be one of those so much of a train wreck it's awesome, or is it just gonna be depressingly bad?
Is it gonna be like Detective Pikachu and be a good movie, or is it gonna be like Sonic and have controversy right from the start?
Yes.
So I think that's what it comes down to. And Darren, that means all of your High School DxD stuff is going to be getting moved over to Crunchyroll.
Oh my god! Rip Data Live.
Can we go an entire episode without bringing up some of these things?
No, absolutely not. No, Zenobia is best girl.
Oh boy!
Actually, to bring this full circle, Darren, what's your thoughts on the brand new Pokemon announcement?
Which one? The Scarlet and
yes.
That looks very entertaining, but the Pokemon, they look very similar to some they've already made. Not gonna lie. The Grass Starter would be my choice, but it reminds me. It reminds me of Fennekin a little too much. Mixture of Fennekin and somebody else. And the water, that is like a cop-out of Ducklet. The other one, kind of like an overinflated Sandile.
But yeah, that's I agree with Darren that I would probably go with the Grass Starter from seeing the pictures of the three of them. It'd be the first time ever I went grass.
I've been going grass since Gen 3. Gens 1 and 2 I got into late. I think I picked Fire on Gen 1, and I think I picked Water on Gen 2, I want to say. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Typically I start with Fire.
But I'll say this. Hoenn had the best starters.
right, there's a new comment, but my computer's being.
I got it.
Ross
I
says
think.
people are going to be disappointed on that because if it had claws, then it's going to have to use it, so it needs to stand up in evolution. That's where I hear a lot of worry and a lot of complaints coming out about the new starters. Is what are the evolutions going to look like? I know Litten was adorable in the original form, but by the time it got to its final evolution, it looked like he was getting ready to battle Machamp.
Mm-hmm. Well, Pig Knight went from all fours to standing on two. And, well, Oshawott actually went from standing on two to standing on four. And then Snivy didn't have that problem. No legs.
He's just outstanding.
But I'm saying.
Well, I take that back. Snivy did have legs until its final evolution into Superior. They were just super, super short.
But getting back on the Crunchyroll Funimation content merger, where they are going to be shipping everything over to Crunchyroll. Like I said, I don't know how I feel about it. I very mixed feelings, and we've touched on a lot of different topics about it. I'm hoping, like we said, that both sites for streaming, whether you're watching Funimation's apps or Crunchyroll's apps, they both have hiccups. They both have some bugs they need to work out. When it comes to like a app on the phone or Roku box, I preferred Funimation's setup to Crunchyroll's. Because if you wanted to watch something that was simul-dubbed or something that was just recently dropped, you could find it easier on Funimation to see, okay, well, this show just dropped, and it tells you how many days ago it was dropped and whatnot. And it's not as easy and not as manageable on Crunchyroll's app, in my opinion, to do so. When it comes to the websites, Crunchyroll's website was better because you can go to the Crunchyroll site, hit browse, hit new, and everything that newly dropped, it shows you, okay, these dropped in the last 24 hours, and it says, 1 day ago,
1 day ago, 1 week ago, 1
week
month,
ago.
and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's one thing that I do like about Crunchyroll, because Funimation is just like, oh, this is for the All Access Pass, go.
So there's a lot of like ups and downs depending on how you watched your anime in the past. And I know, like, I'm looking on Crunchyroll's page now. It says browse all last 24 hours, and let's see, there are 6 episodes across, and within the last 24 hours, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rows of 6 plus 3. And that's probably a lot of the Funimation stuff that's coming over. So 78, so 81 shows have dropped within the last 16 hours. And I don't know if it's the entire series of all of them or if it's because a lot of it, like I said, is Funimation titles, including By the Grace of the Gods, Horimiya, Combatants Will Be Dispatched, which was fantastic. How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, My Girlfriend is a Gal, Super Hexeros, which I know was Funimation, Fruits Basket, Duke of Death and His Maid, which I think was more Funimation than Crunchyroll.
I was going to say Fruits Basket is definitely not that brand new. I think I'm almost certain that was a Funimation.
That was Funimation. Same thing with Bofuri. Bofuri is now on sub and dub is now on Crunchyroll. Dragon Goes House Hunting. How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift? Darling in the Franxx dubbed dropped, so they probably had the subbed, not the dubbed. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, subtitled. Kuma Bear, dubbed. High School DxD series, subtitled. Data Live, dubbed.
I will say, when I looked at the list that was going over to Crunchy, Data Live was listed in 3 separate line items.
Yep, Data Live. Data
Data
Live
Live
1,
2,
2, 3.
Yep.
High School DxD is in 4 because you have High School DxD, then DxD New, DxD Born, and then DxD Hero. So all the seasons are put in separately. Kaguya-sama Love is War Seasons 1 and 2, Kingdom Seasons 1, 2, and 3, Log Horizon Season 1, Season 2, and Destruction of the Round Table, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid and Dragon Maid S. So My Hero Academia Seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So they're all getting put in separately by the seasons.
My curiosity in one regard is Crunchyroll tended to be like a lot of the illegal sites for the fact that it too was an illegal site at once, in regards to the fact it always seemed to have access to a lot of OVAs. So I'm really curious to see how many of these shows will be having their OVAs make an appearance
I just realized
in the new
something.
catalog.
We can finally get that Saga of Tiny the Evil movie dub. We've been waiting for years at this point.
Which remind me, have you seen that movie, Doug?
Not yet.
No, I have been keeping it spoiler free. Like, I haven't watched it since it was announced or released.
Wait, which movie are we talking about?
Saga of Tanya the Evil.
I believe I tried watching that anime, and it just did not grab me at all.
It's Lolly Hitler, and surprisingly, I watched it and enjoyed it. It's not normally what I would watch. But
that's not surprising.
She, even though given what her origins are, she is a master tactician, and she plays out events similar to that of World War I in some aspects, because that's basically what the whole show was centered around.
Yep.
And the only reason I watched it was because of Isekai Quartet. I'll be honest. I only watched it because I was Isekai Quartet.
It's funny. At one point, you've just watched all the shows of Isekai Quartet just because the show is so good on its own.
Okay.
He still hasn't seen Shield Hero.
Ross.
And that made an appearance in Isekai Quartet, so he hasn't watched everything.
Yep, there you go. Ross, I'm freaking out by episode 8 because they showed my town in the episode. That is pretty damn awesome. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
But that's basically a lot of our thoughts. Like I said, this Sunday we have Danny Chambers joining us. We'll see if she wants to give some opinions on from a voice actor standpoint about what the merge could mean for her going forward with her voice acting career, where she feels anime is going to go. Plus, we're going to be touching on a lot of the shows. I asked her if there were shows she wanted me to check out before Sunday, and of course, she said, let's see here, Banished from the Heroes Party, which I've already finished, Shadow's House, and She Professed Herself Pupil of a Wise Man, which I'm watching. So the only one I hadn't seen was Shadow's House.
That reminds me, what do you think of Banished?
To be honest, I don't know what I was expecting from Banished from the Heroes Party, but I actually I enjoyed it enough that we have, Rit coming on Sunday and Red coming on next Sunday.
I got very attached to that show because when I saw it first, I was like, oh god, another isekai. Oh no, but oh my god, that show is so good. Also, I want a season 2. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but yeah.
About to say, it's Wholesome Couple 2.0, the anime.
Yes, exactly. I was rooting for them so hard.
You guys are not selling me on this.
Okay. Imagine this, right? a guy from the Heroes Party basically gets banished, and he lives out his life in the countryside with someone while he has his own apothecary or medicine shop. That's the show.
So instead of being part of the Heroes Party, he runs the store.
Yes, exactly.
The thing about it is the hero of the Heroes Party is his little sister, who he has protected for her whole life. One of the other party members of the Heroes Party basically kicks him out, saying he's useless because his abilities are maxed out and he's nowhere near anybody else in the party. There's a lot of deeper stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you have to, like, I don't want to spoil anything for those who are interested in seeing it. There's some deep stuff that happens in there, including he ends up battling his sister at one point and she is pretty strong.
Don't spoil the show. It's good though.
Ross's comment: if you watch Shadow House, you'll notice the main girl, Emiko. I probably butchered that.
Emiko.
Emiliko's personality is the same as mine. Discord, stop that.
I swear, Emiko is so.
Which is why she's best girl dog.
That whole show.
Well,
yeah,
Ross,
that whole show is.
We're going to be talking with Emilico on Sunday, so.
So
that's the craziness that we have going on.
Angela, hello.
Yes.
There you are.
You froze for a minute.
Well, nope, I'm still here.
He's got Rimuru staring at her. How can she not freeze?
Best time.
And but yeah, we figured we'd do about an hour or so talking about, our opinions of this merger and everything going on. If you're new to the show, you wanted to hear our thoughts, try to get some good information out there, some of our opinions out there as well. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit the like button, tells YouTube that this is a good video and they should recommend it to more people. Also, if you are enjoying these shows and you want to help us out, go over to our Patreon at patreon.com/AnimeZing Feel free to donate if you would like. All proceeds that come in through Patreon will be dumped back into the show, whether it be for upgrading equipment, helping with the costs for StreamYard and the broadcasting platform that we use. Also, it'll go towards convention coverage and stuff. We have a lot of conventions coming up. In 2 weeks, you will find Angela and myself at Northeast Comic-Con in Boxborough, Mass. at the Boxborough Regency. We're going to be there hanging out with some friends. It's going to be Angela's first time at a convention that I haven't been to since I moved, but I only missed one while I lived in Mass.
And it will also, for what it is worth, it will also only be my second Comic-Con ever.
So it'll be a lot of fun. Of course, next Sunday, after we're not going to be able to spend all day at the con. Going to be heading out. I'll probably be heading out of there around 1 o'clock to drive home. So I'm home in plenty of time for our guest, Aaron Campbell, who will be joining us on the 13th. Very talented voice actor, whom I will have the honor, hopefully, of meeting at PucciCon in May when we're out there. Coming up convention-wise in April 23rd, 24th, I will be at the Vermont Sci-Fi and Fantasy Expo in Essex, Vermont. Angela, you have a convention you're going to be at that weekend.
I will be at PAX East that weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will be enforcing. So I will be working the convention. So if any of you happen to be at PAX East, come find me, come say hi.
Mara, do you have any conventions that you're going to be going to coming up?
Unfortunately not. Like, with everything going on in the world right now, I cannot go to a convention. But I will be in the UK in July. I'll see what kind of conventions they have then.
And if all goes according to plan, state of the world notwithstanding, I will be in the UK in October.
Ooh. Enjoy the food and sights.
Well, this trip was this trip has been pushed back multiple times because COVID.
Yeah, understandable.
Because my husband and I love to travel, and subsequently we do at least one big trip a year. And when 2020's trip got pushed back, that meant every subsequent trip got pushed back. Yeah, fun times.
Also, a big reminder, at the end of May, Memorial Day weekend, you will find Angela and myself at Anime Boston. We are fingers crossed that this is going to happen. We've already paid for the tickets. We're already planning on being there. The applications have been turned in for panels and for press. I've got a monitor to see when the community row applications open up so we can see if we can get a table for show promotions at Anime Boston as well. But you will find us there walking around. I am planning on cosplaying. You will find me as Miss Kobayashi throughout some of the weekend, and there's a couple other that we may be looking into doing as well. So, definitely keep an eye out for us at the conventions coming up. Like I said, great stuff coming up this Sunday. We have Danny Chambers joining us. We're going to be talking with her about her work as a voice actor, find out what her opinions and everything are about the merger with all the shows being switched over to Crunchyroll. That's going to be followed up on the 13th, like I said, by Aaron Campbell, very talented voice actor. If you've heard me talk about the Helpful Fox Senko-san, he was the main character in that. So when I say the words floofy floof, that was him. March 20th, we have a cosplayer roundtable that's going to be going on. March 27th, we're going to have Jeff Fulb from Vermont Gatherings, the parent company that's putting on the Vermont Sci-Fi and Fantasy Expo. And then April 3rd, we have our 8-year anniversary show. So far confirmed for the whole show is Lindsay Shepard. Anthony Bowling is going to be joining us for part of the show. I'm not sure how long he's going to be able to stay or exactly when he's going to be joining us because he does have a very busy schedule. He said he is still focusing on the directing One Piece, all the new episodes coming out. But it's going to be fun chatting with him. I've got to reach out to a couple more voice actors. I want to try to get at least one more to join us that weekend as a special treat to all of you, our wonderful fans out there. I love having the voice actors on for our anniversary show. I did send an email out to Tia Ballard, who was our first ever guest. I know because of her schedule, she's not always quick on responding to emails, but hopefully we can get her back. So keep an eye on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Anime-Zing Radio. We update our schedule as often as I can. Also, we post news, highlights, different things on there periodically as well. Also, we've been streaming on our Facebook page for the live shows on Sunday. Tonight is a strictly YouTube show. We didn't stream it on Twitch or Facebook like we normally do. I wanted to have some YouTube-only content out there. We also have some things that we're trying to figure out for some future ideas for shows in the works, so definitely keep an eye on our channel here. The best way to find out when we're going to be doing more live shows or posting more stuff is to subscribe, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. When we hit 200 subscribers, we're going to have a giveaway. We're getting closer every day. The winner of that giveaway will be sitting in the co-host seat for a future voice actor interview. So help us hit 200 as soon as we can. We also have a goal of hitting 500 subscribers by the end of the year. So help us do that. We need your help. We can't do that on our own. If you're enjoying these shows, get out there, promote them to your friends. If they like anime, tabletop gaming, anything within the geek nerd culture, comics, whatever, share our show. Let them check us out and see if they want to be part of the AZR family as well. Until Sunday night, I want to say thank you to Angela, Darren, and Mario for joining us tonight. And it was a lot of fun talking about the merger. Until Sunday, when we have Danny Chambers on the show, have a wonderful week.